All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Detroit Lions in tonight's video. I just saw the injury report, and we're going to talk about it because there's a couple of no practices today that are unfortunate. But also, Terrion Arnold is back. He's fully healthy. David Montgomery is back. He's also healthy. So two huge day one starters. One of them's a rookie, Terrion Arnold. But these are two huge guys to get back healthy. And, Khalif Raymond also fully healthy. Alex Anzalone made his return to the regular season 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago against Minnesota. And I was just kind of looking at the depth chart, and I realized one thing. The Detroit Lions are probably going to make the Super Bowl. They're probably going to make it. There's the old thing where you're saying, the healthiest team usually goes the furthest. And the big if and or but about the Detroit Lions is, well, they're banged up. And obviously they're banged up. Aiden Hutchinson, the list goes on and on and on. But I was looking at the Detroit Lions roster, their depth chart rather, defensively, because no one's got any concerns with the offense. Kevin Zeitler banged up. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video. But here's their starters, first stringers on paper, all right? Josh Paschal, DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, Za'Darius Smith, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Terrion Arnold, Melifonwu, Kirby Joseph, Amik Robertson, and Brian Branch. That is plenty. I mean, that is so unbelievably plenty. It is not even funny if you're an NFC fan. That's not the Lions. So we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions, obviously, in tonight's video. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL and Lions content. If we try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So that's just the thing. You guys have a Saturday night home matchup against the Washington Commanders. And obviously, they pulled off the upset against Tampa. The Rams took down the Vikings. And this is, even though Jayden Daniels is a really good, talented quarterback, rookie quarterback, I should add, it's just maybe the score is going to be a little bit close. Detroit's going to rout them. I mean, they're going to rout him. I have no idea how Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders offense is going to keep up with the Detroit Lions offense. So let's just get into the injury news real quick. Here are the no practices. So once again, it's a Saturday night game. All right, so a little bit short, or not for Detroit, but everything's added by 1 day or sped up by 1 day, right? It's Wednesday practice report. We got a practice report yesterday. Doesn't even matter. Anyways, Taylor Decker missed today with a personal thing. No injury, just a personal thing. All the beat writers, the reporters for the Detroit Lions say this is absolutely zero case a concern or worry. And then you have Pat O'Connor, the defensive lineman, with a calf injury. We're probably going to hear more tomorrow about Pat O'Connor. It doesn't seem like a good injury. It doesn't seem like a very inspiring, completely the wrong word, but it just doesn't look good with Pat O'Connor. All right. And then the two other no practices were right guard Kevin Zeitler with a hamstring and cornerback Ennis Rakestraw with a hamstring / injury or illness. But he's coming off the IR and his injury clock remaining is 14 days. So Zeitler missed practice today, just like he did yesterday. Christian Mahogany would be the backup right guard if he does end up missing it. But I do want to throw this in because I don't want to promise you, because I'm certainly no doctor and I'm no member of the Detroit Lions medical staff or coaching staff, but he was working off to the side with trainers. And typically what that means is these guys are close to a return. Christian Mahogany's actually really been solid, but obviously Kevin Zeitler's been even more solid. He's like 34. He's a complete and utter NFL vet, OG stud. What a great signing looking back in retrospect, because there was a little bit of concern with Jonah, but neither here nor there. That's the Zeitler update, but I do think he'll play. Rakestraw is still designated to return from injured reserve, but he missed practice yesterday and he missed practice today with an illness. I kind of said this yesterday in our Lions video. There seems to be some nasty, grueling illness, not only in the NFL, also the NBA, and also just life in general. So, illness is kind of hard to look into because I don't know how he's feeling and we don't know how he's going to be. But once again, he's coming off of IR and he is a rookie. All right. And then full practices. First off, like I said, Alex Anzalone is back. Khalif Raymond's also going to be back. Full practices today. David Montgomery and Terrion Arnold. Full participant yesterday. It was estimated That's all we heard about David Montgomery. Today officially got in a full practice, and he has said himself that he is ready to go. This is game changing. As great, not good, as great as Jahmyr Gibbs was in the last 3 games, 3 straight 100-yard games. Ben Johnson certainly knows that. And I just like the Sonic and Knuckles, the ham and egg that David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs offer. So this offense is almost at full strength. And you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you got Khalif Raymond now, Jameson Williams just had a great rookie season, still the best offensive line in the NFL. I don't see, like, here's the thing. There's 3 other teams left in the NFC. All right, quick rant. Because once again, everyone's concerned with the Detroit Lions is injuries. Mainly defensive injuries. There's 3 teams left, right? You have Washington at home this upcoming Sunday or Saturday. And obviously Detroit's the #1 seed. So all these games until the Super Bowl will be played at home. And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles who are taking on the Los Angeles Rams. It's in Philly. Even though the Rams defensive line just put on a clinic, 9 total sacks against the Minnesota Vikings. And even though Washington has a really solid team with a rookie QB, it is a rookie QB. And I already mentioned, I'm not too concerned about Washington actually pulling off an upset. I don't care if Detroit has a bad track record of mobile QBs. They've had plenty of time to prep for this game. And I also, Jaden's young. Washington's young. It's a young team. Philly, now that Minnesota's knocked out and now that my Green Bay Packers are knocked out, if you were feeling a wild card team, the issue I still have with Philly is as good as their defense looked. First off, they're also getting banged up. Nakobe Dean's going to be done for the season. Never root for injuries at all. I'm definitely not rooting for an injury. But my point is, Jalen Hurts is not. If the conference championship game is Detroit Philly in Detroit, I have a hard time imagining Jalen Hurts is throwing 300 plus and 3 touchdowns, even if Saquon has a night, because that's what you need. That's what you need to beat the Detroit Lions. This isn't like last year's Lions, even with injuries to guys like Carlton Davis in the secondary. These guys, it's defensively a completely different team. It's a completely different team. And you're going to have to keep up with their offense. And what a lot of people don't really realize, because you just see the titles, you watch the game, you see the injuries sustained or just mount, I should say, with Detroit, they're still a really good defense. Now, their depth is a little thin because they're extremely injured. But Josh Pascal, DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, Za'Darius Smith, Anzalone, Campbell, Arnold, Melifanu, Kirby Joseph, Amik Robertson, Brian Branch, that defense 100,000% can get you to the promised land. All right. I'm not trying to go too far because you still got to take care of business this upcoming Saturday, but I did just want to throw in a little bit of hype with these injury news. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Lions content, and we will see you soon. But folks, give me an early score prediction for Saturday against Washington. Peace.